Okay, Datin, Mr. Aslam, and lecturers. I was actually a little bit teary-eyed when I watched the performance, the first performance, because I remember the first time that these students came here to the college and start their journey, and that's the first performance. I encouraged them to perform, and they perform everywhere. Can we give them a big hand, please? The crying moment will be later, okay? Let me give it. I was controlling it. Only me. Okay, let's see about that. Okay, let me start my inspirational speech. It's a little bit long, but I want to leave this especially to the May 2016 intake. I want to give it to them. All right? Every space in the world is a stage. I'll repeat. Every space in the world is a stage. And all the men and women are merely players. This line is one of my favorite lines, which is taken from one of my favorite poems written by my favorite author, artist, dramatist, William Shakespeare in the 1600s. My understanding about this line is that whatever you do, whether you're studying, you're teaching, you're designing, you're acting, you're singing, or whatever you want to do in the future, you gotta do it to the best of your ability. You have to imagine that whatever you're doing, or even eating, washing dishes, taking a shower, or purchasing your touch and go, you have to imagine that you are performing. You are performing in front of a huge number of audience. Alright? And able for us to achieve that, we need to be conscious. Let's say, for example, we are going to watch our favorite movie, The Avengers. It's on with the show in different theaters worldwide. Who has watched Avengers? Alright, there you go. I'm gonna watch tonight, hopefully. Okay, so we can only say that that movie or any stage performance is an effective one if that movie was able to let the moral lesson sink into the lives of the audience. Alright? If we are able to touch their senses, we make them feel happy about, we'll make them sad about something and learn how to overcome that sadness. That movie let them feel angry and find resolution. Alright, so what am I trying to say is that in whatever you do, you gotta perform to the best of your ability, and you need to make sure that it's as if the last performance of your life. Alright, so my dearest May 2016 students, all of you will go out for internship soon, sooner or later, all right? And when you go out for internship, I want you to spread your wings. And that is exactly the theme of today's Mass Media Awards. We are now on the 5th year of Mass Media Awards, and I want you to spread your wings. I want you to be driven to do something new and different each day. That an American college student, when they perform at the workplace, they can make difference. I would like to share 3 things, all right, so that you can survive in the workplace. Number 1, the moment that you step into the working environment, you have to be at that moment. I'm gonna say this because we are communication majors, all right? We are soon to become communication practitioners. And whenever you engage yourself in that communication process, you have to be at that moment of communication. Whether you're attending the job interview, whether you are on a meeting with your superior, whether you are in the brainstorming, you got to be at that particular moment. You got to listen. You got to set aside any worries, any problems that you have in your mind so that you can focus on that particular communication situation. If your boyfriend or girlfriend, you had a fight, then set it aside first. If your parents have scolded you before coming to work, set that aside first. Forget about the negativity. The moment that you're at work, all right, the moment that you're at work, you have to be at that moment, at that particular moment. And from that day, if you're gonna apply that, I assure you that you can deliver well. Second thing, yes and principle. Have you heard about the yes and principle? Alright, a lot of people, the problem with a lot of people nowadays is that they will say no, especially the yuppies, the young professionals, alright, at the workplace. No, I cannot do that. If the boss asks them to do something, no, I can't do that. It's difficult. No, I don't want. Alright, I'd like to suggest yes and. All right? If you are in a communication situation, let's say for example, I'm going to kill that monkey. And then your brother will say, no, it's difficult. That monkey is really difficult to defeat. We can't do that. If you will answer that way, then you're ending the conversation. It's gonna be boring. It's the end. Oh, really? No. But if you're gonna do it this way, I'm going to kill that monkey. And the other one will say, yeah, sure, we can ask our villagers for help. Then the communication goes on and on and on. Another example, in the school, all right, in the college, let's do our assignments now. Then we'll say, no, we still have 14 weeks to do that. Don't be excited. Boring, right? It's the end of the conversation. But if we're gonna do it this way, let's do our assignment. Yes, and. Yes, and. I think we can start in 2 weeks' time. Then the communication goes on and on and on. So what I'm trying to say, imagine if the college, in one class, all students will say yes, and. Imagine if in the workplace, everyone will say yes and instead of saying no. Then they can easily achieve the target. All right? And it's positive. So that's the second one, yes and. And lastly, respect each other's choices. I have observed a lot of my students doing their assignments, planning for events, and so on. All right? Mostly you did a good job. And one more thing that we need to remember is respect each other's choices. All right? Every idea of every member of the group is brilliant. Okay? You can always understand that. You can always reject in a positive way. All right? Because those ideas are very helpful. So we have to respect, even at the workplace, we have to respect differences. We have to respect each other's choices. All right? So these three things I'm applying personally. All right, at the workplace, in everything that I do, I need to make sure that when I'm in that communication process, as a mass communication practitioner, I have to be at that moment. I have to listen. I have to understand. Second is I have to yes and contribute. And lastly, I have to make sure that I respect each other's choices. At this point in time, I would like to thank everybody for making this event happen. We are now on its 5th year. I would like to once again give my sincere thanks to May 2016 intakes. They are sooner or later, they're soon going out for internship, and I'm really proud of them. I would also like to apologize during our class for the past 2 years if I hurt you with my words, with my actions, but always remember that I want the best for all of you. All right? I want the best for all of you. I would also like to thank American College Board of Directors for your continuous support, unconditional support. Thank you very much. And all the lecturers who have taught my mass comm students. All right? One more thing before I let you go. Oh no, before I let you go. Before I start my speech, I would like to leave you this one principle from my favorite movie. Yeah? That when you are at the workplace, the moment that you step on that ladder of success, every time you get promoted and promoted and promoted. The moment that you get promoted, then the greater responsibility that you'll be doing. So I love this line from my favorite, one of my favorite supernatural heroes. That I forgot the line. No. With great power comes great responsibility. I'll repeat. With great power comes great responsibility. This is my gift. This is my curse. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Congratulations in advance.